I always kept a journal throughout the pregnancy because it was such a rare and tumultuous pregnancy. I was telling my story to one of the doctors that I work for back in December. And he said, well, I hope you've written a book. And I said, no, I haven't written a book. I have a journal, but I've never thought about me write a book. You know, what do I know about writing a book?
That was my reaction.
Yeah. Thanks, Peter. So I went home and I thought about it. And this story has been in my mind for 32 years. It's not something that I'll ever get rid of or forget about. So the holidays passed, and in January I thought, why can't I write a book? I don't know how to begin, but let's start by calling the doctors that were involved in my care. So there were 2 doctors, one in Attleboro and one at Women and Infants. So I called Dr. D in Attleboro, or I messaged him, and he said, if you've kept a journal, just start from your journal, and you know, it'll happen. And if he could help me in any way, he would. He said, just make sure you comment on all the hospitalizations that you had prior to having the baby and then afterwards, and you'll have a story. I thought, okay. So I called Dr. Carr at Women and Infants, and I said, what do I do? And he said, just start talking. He said, if you start talking, it's going to happen. And I thought, okay, how do I do this? He said, sit in front of your computer or get a phone, if you can dictate into your phone, and just start telling your story. And I sat down at the computer one day and I started to type, and I just couldn't stop. And everything, I took pieces of my journal, and I actually had the operative report, my discharge summary from 32 years ago that I kept, and I just wrote. And it just came together. And I have a sister-in-law who edits books, and she said this was one of the easiest books that she ever edited because it was done well. So I don't know, it just happened.